Very good day, guys. Welcome back. I am your host, Dr. Sachin Yadav. So, today we are going to learn about the attachment of the skull. Fine. So, till now we have seen the external surfaces of the skull, that is norma verticalis, norma occipitalis, norma lateralis, norma frontalis, and norma basalis. So, here I am going to talk about the attachment on the norma occipitalis. Right. So, are you ready, guys? Okay. So, first we will see that you can look at it here. The upper part of the external occipital protuberance here. So it is giving origin to trapezius muscle, and its lower part here it is giving attachment to the upper end of the ligamentum nuchae. Got it? Then here on the middle one third of the superior knuckle line, the trapezius muscle is arising from here, and the lateral part is providing the insertion to sternocleidomastoid muscle above and to the splenius capitis muscle below. Okay. If the highest nuchal line is present, because it is occasionally present, and if it is present, so it will give attachment to the galea aponeurotica or epicranial aponeurosis on middle aspect, and origin to the occipitalis muscle or occipital belly of the occipitofrontalis muscle laterally. So in the case of the highest nuchal line, all these two structures will be attached to the superior nuchal line. So just remember it. Fine. Now we'll see. So now we'll see here the attachment on the norma lateralis. So you can see here, so temporal fascia is being attached to the superior temporal line and to the area between two temporal lines, and on the lower side it is attached to the outer and inner lip of the upper border of zygomatic arch. Then temporalis muscle will be arising from the whole of the temporal fossa except the part formed by the zygomatic bone. And deep to the muscle, there are deep temporal vessels and the nerves. The middle temporal vessels produce vascular markings on the temporal bone, just above the external acoustic meatus. Here. Got it? Then the medial surface and the lower border of the zygomatic arch is giving origin to the one of the mastication muscle, that is masseter muscle. And the temporomandibular joint, it is having a ligament known as lateral ligament, and that is attached to the tubercle of the root of the zygoma. Here. Now you can see here the mastoid process. So the muscle inserted on this from before backwards are sternocleidomastoid muscle, splenius capitis muscle, and longissimus capitis. So all these are attached on the posterior part of the lateral surface of the mastoid process from before backward. Got it? Then there is a posterior belly of the digastric muscle, which is arising from the mastoid notch, which is medial to the mastoid process on the lower aspect of the skull. And there is a groove present obliquely behind the mastoid notch that is accommodating the occipital artery. Okay. Then the gap between the zygomatic arch and the side of the skull. So we'll see what are the structure in them. So one, the tendon of the temporalis muscle is passing through that, and the deep temporal vessels and the nerves. Okay guys, so this was about the attachment on the norma lateralis side of the skull. Then now we'll see in the norma parentalis. So here we can see on the middle part of the superciliary arch, it is giving origin to the corrugator supercilii muscle. Corrugator supercilii muscle. And from the nasal bone near the median plane, the muscle arising is procerus. Then the orbicularis oculi muscle, it is having a part known as the orbital part. It is originating from the frontal process of the maxilla and from the nasal part of the frontal bone. And the middle palpebral ligament, it is being attached to the frontal process of the maxilla between the frontal and maxillary origin of orbicularis oculi, mean between these two parts of the origin of orbicularis oculi. Then from the frontal process of the maxilla in front of the orbicularis oculi, the levator labii superioris aliquenagi is originating. And the levator labii superioris muscle is originating from the maxilla between the infraorbital foramen and infraorbital margin. Got it? Then the levator anguli oris, it is originating from the canine fossa. The other muscles are the nasalis and the depressor septi, which are originating from surface of the maxilla bordering the nasal notch. And the area, from the area just below the depressor septi, the muscle arising is incisivus muscle. And it is forming the part of the orbicularis oris. Okay. Then zygomaticus major and the minor, these two muscles are arising from surface of the zygomatic bone. So zygomaticus minor is originating below the zygomaticofacial foramen and major muscle arising from lateral to the minor muscle. And the buccinator muscle, which is arising from the maxilla and mandible opposite the molar teeth, and also from the pterygomandibular raphe. Okay, and it is also forming the part of the orbicularis oris muscle. Okay guys, so this was about the attachment of the norma parentalis muscle. Got it? So we'll stop here now. So I hope you have got it well. So in the next session again we'll meet in the next video like this. Till then, thank you very much. Bye bye.